It is Juneteenth. The Red Sox will host pregame ceremonies to honor the building blocks leading to freedom for African Americans. LaMercy Frazier is the Director of Education and Interpretation at the Museum of African American History and joins us now. Celebrations taking place here in Boston, across the country. Why is this holiday so important?
It's important for a lot of reasons. We know that slavery impacted America, and the labor that was on as African Americans were delivering for free is what was happening. The property dynamics were there. And as slavery was a law here in Massachusetts, it begins in 1641. So those centuries that lead up to the Civil War, as we get to 1865, become very important for the voices, the lives, and the Black experience here in America and our contributions to the founding of this country. And so when we look at the advent of Juneteenth and the issue of General Order Number 3 that tells the enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, that they are free and that there is freedom in all territories for enslaved people. This is a moment to remember. This is a moment to say, finally, because as we approach that, there have been Black troops who have been recruited for the Union forces to fight the Confederacy for the right to be free, and they are invested because they say it is we who are impacted most, who must strike the first blow. And so, unfortunately, it had to come to a military confrontation, but it also signals not only the freedom of African Americans and African descended people and Black and brown people, but for all Americans. This is a mark to remember that freedom is a cherished human experience.
How does the museum celebrate Juneteenth?
We have celebrated it in many ways. We have several presentations that have been made. We have tonight a collaboration with the Longfellow House in Cambridge, and there will be a movie shown about Juneteenth and the 13th Amendment that grants all citizens, that grants the end of slavery as the 13th Amendment in 1865. And it will be on a lawn where people can come and be free to celebrate this moment.
What else is happening at the museum? Tell us about what's going on.
Well, we actually have an exhibit that gives some pointing to what began as a slavery experience and the ships and all of that were present in Boston's harbor in 1638. And the exhibit actually covers items from our special collection that speak to abolition and who were the players, who were the people who were responsible for mounting this campaign, including Frederick Douglass, people like Lewis Hayden, and others who are interested and vested in the freedom and the democratic principles of the Constitution. And so as you go around the wall, you will see Carter visites of the 54th Massachusetts Voluntary Regiment, that some of them are featured in the Shaw Memorial, as that sits on Boston Common as a tribute to their fight that they fought in Fort Wagner in South Carolina in 1863, and the understanding that the Emancipation Proclamation, which was really issued in 1863, is being fought for its deliverance as we approach that 1865 moment, Juneteenth, 19th.
Real quickly, what does it mean to have the Red Sox support this, to have their platform to get this message out?
It means a lot because we know that the attention of many of the people who might not ordinarily visit the museum are attracted to sports. Understand that there was a Negro League of baseball. Understand that this was also a part of the evolution of America's place with the favorite pastime of baseball. And Frederick Douglass, who many may know as a freedom fighter, was an avid baseball fan. He visited many of the stadiums. He was also a member of a baseball team in Washington, D.C. when he was alive, the Antiochs. And so having the Red Sox as partners in helping us to understand the role of what sports can present as truth in the time that America is going through, particularly now, we need whatever vessels we can help people to understand our human similarities, our distance across what might be things that we don't agree on, but to have a kind of neutral activity that brings people to the fore, that brings youth, as they have brought youth to the museum, to look at our exhibit on baseball and to be partners with us in this cauldron of shouting out to the youth who are going to really bring in a new future. That this is a part of it. The Red Sox are a part of a future that's going to advance us in our ability to relate to one another and to understand our global responsibility, not just locally in Boston, but nationally and globally as we are connected world. So we have a great respect for the Red Sox organization and its follow-through with advancing the causes of human freedom.
That's such an important message, and we're so glad you could spend a little time with us getting the message out. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us, and a shout out to all of the fathers today.